This teenage superhero is simply electrifying. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we will explore the comic book origins of Virgil Ovid Hawkins, otherwise known as Static.
The name's Static. I put a shock to your system.
Good line.
As with most comic book characters, there are often reimaginings and different versions to a character's past. We've chosen to primarily follow the storyline that unfolded in 1993's Static No. 2, which was then expanded upon in 2000's Static Shock cartoon series. This superhero was originally created and published by Milestone Comics before the studio closed, causing him to cross over to the DC comic universe. An African-American teen, Static is one of the few heroes to represent minorities and was influenced by Marvel's Spider-Man. In the original issue, Static's origin was not initially revealed, as the series opened with Static as a hero roaming the city and facing off against other superpowered youths. Following a grueling fight with one particular foe, Virgil opened up about his past with a classmate/love interest who knew his secret identity, having taken him in and nursing him back to health after his fight. As it turned out, he was once an ordinary, albeit geeky, 15-year-old teen with a passion for comics and role-playing games. Growing up in the poorest and most crime-ridden area of Dakota City called Paris Island, he was regularly beaten up at the hands of a school bully who called himself Biz Money 8. In response, Virgil's friend Larry Wade convinced him to carry a gun and use it to get revenge. While Virgil thought he could go through with murdering his aggressor, after tracking the bully and his gang to a local pier, he discovered that he didn't have it in him. Instead, he threw the gun into the water.
Oh man, I stepped into it big this time.
Immediately after, though, Virgil found himself caught in a large police bust, as they had tracked the gang as well. The police began to throw a special new tear gas at the youths to subdue them. However, this untested gas didn't do as intended, which was to simply allow the cops to track the escapees. Rather, the gas turned out to be deadly, inadvertently killing most of the gang members. Incredibly, the handful that survived mutated. Virgil was one of those fortunate enough to have survived when most of the youths had died horribly. He then witnessed other survivors changing in dramatic ways, such as mutating horribly or gaining the ability to fly. Before he could make his escape, police drones chased him down. Afraid, he unwittingly unleashed his brand new powers, an electromagnetic blast which destroyed the robots. Following his escape, Virgil found that he was confounded by the ways that objects and electrical devices reacted to his body. However, with lots of practice, he learned to control it.
Whoa!
He even learned to use electromagnetics to levitate himself, using metal objects. Having witnessed the brutality of the police and the gangs, Virgil decided to wield his powers for good, creating a costume for himself and taking on the identity of Static. As a hero, he did everything from bust up crack houses to rounding up street thugs. Soon enough, he learned that his high school bully had gained his own powers, re-emerging as Hot Streak, a fire-themed supervillain. This was the very foe that had beaten him to a pulp in his last battle.
This is gonna be fun.
While Static prepared for a rematch, he continued to battle a variety of supervillains called gang babies and became the city's mutant savior. In the years that followed, Static has received a cartoon series and franchise reboots. He eventually even worked alongside the Justice League.
Yo, Batman, thanks for the help. But don't you guys have a galaxy to save or something?
He then joined the Teen Titans while continuing to protect his hometown. As one of the very few minority superheroes, Static storylines never shied away from exploring complex themes like gang violence, drug use, and abusive relationships, making him a more mature comic book staple. Are you a fan of this high-voltage hero? For more comic book origins, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.